Hello, I'm ABX, and welcome back to the video. Today I figured I'd do something that I haven't done in a really long time and talk about the next update coming out for Minecraft on the console editions. That is, Minecraft PlayStation 4 edition, PlayStation 3 edition, Xbox 360 edition, and I'm sure you get the point by now. Read the description if you want the full list. But today I'm going to be talking about those editions of the game and the next update because we haven't spoken about a next title update in a while because we weren't sure for the longest time. But now we are fairly sure and we have some, at least theories as to when it's coming. I figured let's talk about that next update and let's talk about when exactly you can expect it, because there's a little bit of a hint as to it maybe being shown off next week that I wanted to share with you all today. So please do like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets know you do like these kind of update videos, if that makes any sense. I think it makes sense. But let's get straight into talking about this TU65 update, because if you are a Minecraft PlayStation 4 or PS3 or 360 or any edition without Bedrock, you might have felt left out for the longest time. We haven't really heard anything about those editions in many months. Since the last update came out in December of 2017, we just haven't heard anything about those platforms of the game, and this is one of the longest periods of silence we've had from 4J Studios about any updates. So what is the deal with that? Why is there such a big period of what is going on with the next update? Why can't we just point at TU65 and say it's going to be this, like we can do with many updates from the past? And the simple reason for that is that 4J Studios recently switched, and by recently I mean as of the Bedrock version of Minecraft coming out, from being a development studio that made both new updates for the game, and sometimes keeping about 6 months to a year behind the PC/Bedrock version, and then also making mini games in their spare time between those updates, to just being a company focused on making these brand new updates for the console editions of the game. Minecraft as a whole wants to have a more equal, I guess, and also unanimous system where if you're playing Minecraft on any platform, there should be a similar set of features, it should be a similar game, because, that's what people really want when they buy Minecraft. They buy Minecraft not knowing about the specific edition. Like, I know a lot of you subscribe to me because you know the console edition is different, but Minecraft as a whole is getting more and more similar, which is a good thing in general. Obviously, the loss means less minigames, and the loss of the minigames means that in periods like this, where obviously both the Java and Bedrock are making that content for the first time, there's nothing that the 4J team can really announce that they're doing differently, because right now, the number one thing they're, focusing on, besides fixing bugs, is porting the next update to Minecraft console. And you might say, how do we know that? How do we know that that's what they're working on? Well, this is, fairly simple to explain. First of all, because what else would they be working on if they, again, they've stopped making minigames, which is the other major feature they focus on. What else would they be doing besides sitting there and going, the weather sure is nice in April, which, again, I know some cynics might say, but realistically that means they're working on it in some amount. I believe they're working on it pretty much the same amount as the other two teams, because the amount of coordination and the amount of, cooperation and messaging about this update between teams has been pretty massive. So, again, we know it's going to be the aquatic update based on that, and we also know because 4J Studios said very recently, in the 12th of April this month, that there should be more to see soon. So, yeah, this is going to be the aquatic update, TU65 is that, and the reason that we're not hearing about it or seeing it as much is because, one, the console edition does a really good job at porting things from the PC and making, them, like, with tiny little changes to make them work on a console, but that's not quite as exciting a job as when you create a new feature for the first time. When Dinnerbone creates kelp from scratch and you're like, wow, there's a new plant, that's really exciting. That gets people talking. Whereas when you hear, for the first time that, like, this has been ported and it's, like, 3 weeks after, you're like, well, that's not so great. And you can see this between the Bedrock betas and between the snapshots, where when something's ported, it's like, well, that's nice to see, but the really exciting stuff is when the Bedrock does something new, like when, horses work underwater, and it's really exciting when snapshots do something new, like Buffet Worlds. The other stuff is just kind of background noise, and given that 4J Studios, their job, because, again, 4J as a company, they mostly focus on porting. They do a lot of other cool stuff. They did minigames, they did a lot of other stuff console, and they no doubt will do some of that as incidental parts of updates, but the big thing they're doing is trying to get the update that everyone wants to see, that everyone is seeing on these other platforms, onto the console. And although we don't know specifically about the timing, we don't know specifically if every single feature will be included, although I imagine it'll be the vast majority. What we do know is that they're working on those features so that if you play the PlayStation and you're feeling bummed because you're missing out on a thing, if you're playing the Wii U and you're like, does anyone remember I exist? Which, I mean, is a pretty fair statement to make. If you're on any of these platforms, then you can rest safely knowing that, yes, that is being worked on, and it will be coming out at some time. All the details, 4J likes to have their big reveals where they're like, here's a thing, you can look at it, here is another thing, here's maybe a few more images, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's coming out next Tuesday, or even they just bring out the update in the day. That's a thing they like to do, and I'm not suggesting like, oh, we're going to see it, next week or something. I don't think that's possible, but what I will say is we're going to be seeing it very soon, and the reason for that is because Roger Carpenter confirmed he's showing off something, on his, stream next week, again, so there's going to be a Minecraft UK live stream. It's either either going to be the Switch edition of the game, because he works on Minecraft console, or it's going to be this next update. And again, given that we know we're seeing something soon, if you forgive the terrible pun there, that could be exactly what it is. So yeah, what is TU65? TU65 is going to be the update to Quatic, or TU66. You know, the name itself isn't too important, although, you know, there's not likely to be another update before then. But the next major console edition update will be the update to Quatic, and if I had to make a quick prediction here, it will probably be minus the turtles and minus the, obviously the phantoms, because I think they're following the Bedrock system of splitting up the updates into two. And the reason I think that is not only because Bedrock is going to have two versions of the update to Quatic, the first version, then the final version, but also because of the fact that 4J have split many updates in the past, you know, based on the Java version before, and that's before they were following the Bedrock. So yeah, expect to see two updated Quatics. The first one is coming sometime soon, then the next one will come probably a month after. And a good example of this would be Title Update 53 and Title Update 54 of last year, which split up 1.11 and 1.12. They had like a colourful update with Title Update 53, then they had another update filling in the Woodland Mansion stuff with Title Update 54. I imagine we'll see something like that with this, where like we'll see a decent bulk of content and then we'll see another decent bulk of content. And the funny thing is there's a tiny chance this means that the updated quality you get will be a smaller version of the update. So again, here's my kind of take on things. As always, I like to share with you what's happening and then talk about what that really means and what I think that means, because I think that means there's a decent chance of this update being split into two separate halves like they did before, having the first half of the update be the updated Quatic kind of V1 with a decent majority of the features, the stuff that gets you excited, the stuff you need a new world for, then having the second half fill in that extra content. And if they do it this way, I think there is a real chance, because again, right now, we only have a fair amount of certainty that they'll be releasing at the same rough time, but if they split the update into two and have, you know, the first half and the second half, their first half of the update could come out before anyone else's. And given that there already are betas, there already are snapshots, it wouldn't technically be before, so it wouldn't be too weird of a thing, and that means that you could probably expect the first half of the update Quatic to come out in the nearish future. Does that mean in the next month? Does that mean the next 2 months? That's something we're gonna have to wait and see, but next month is going to be a big deal for Minecraft console and also for TU65, and the first hint of that is going to be next week with that Roger Carpenter Minecraft UK live stream. He gets access to early builds for Minecraft, you know, console versions, so he could be, you know, potentially showing that off. Again, it probably / might be Nintendo Switch, depending on your whole kind of view on that sort of stuff, but we're going to be seeing something soon, because they said we'll see something soon on the 12th of April, and it's now the 28th of April, or the 27th of April, whatever, wherever you are in the world. It is getting pretty late into April, and we haven't seen something yet, which means we're just on the cusp of seeing something, and next week is when I'm going to put all of my poker chips on us seeing something about it. So yeah, Title Update 65, it's not coming out next week, but it's coming out fairly soon, you know, in the weeks to come, and we're going to be hearing more about it in the next week, I would bet, but if not the next week, then the next, like, you know, week and a half, 2 weeks. It's really, really soon that we're going to be hearing about it, and I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully all of you are too. So hope you did enjoy this video. I know it's been a while since I spoke about Minecraft Console Edition specifically, but like this video if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let's know you do enjoy this sorts of videos. Share if you liked it, and subscribe if you're around here. If you're scared that the PlayStation 3 or the Wii U or the 360 or the PS Vita or whatever edition has been abandoned, don't worry, it hasn't. It's just you hear less about it, and because I like to cover the most exciting news that gets me amped about the game, that's why you hear less about it on this channel, because we just haven't heard anything big. But here is your update. I hope you all enjoyed it, because I'll see you all in the next video. It totally makes sense to say this is an update, right? Let me know about that in the comments down below too. But yeah, for now, bye.